I've got a question for you.
Sure.
What were some, and this is totally kind of off topic what we're talking about. What have been some of your biggest challenges that you didn't foresee in your businesses? Like as you were launching them, what were some roadblocks that you were like, I had no idea that was even going to be a thing?
It's a great question. Number one, I tell everybody this: trusting people. Don't trust people.
Okay.
That has been the number one thing in every business is don't trust anyone. And I've said this on many episodes, and I've said this many times because I've got that question a lot. Is I've been way too trusting.
Really?
Right. And it has bit me in the ass every time. Business is business. Friends and family, and a lot of the time, friends like working with me, right? I'm at least grateful that I've learned the lesson to start having contracts signed because that just protects, right, relationships, right?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, and maybe I can already hear someone disagreeing with this, but when it comes to business, when you give away the world, they expect the world, right? And I don't know obviously anything about your guys' business with like partners or anything, but trusting people as in don't trust people, prepare for the worst. And you guys are in the business of preparing for the worst, right?
Yeah.
Just in case, right? But that's my number one thing is the truth is the business works if people work. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, the business is going to work if people do their jobs, right? If people are going to go out and put in the effort, if you're going to travel around the place, right? The only thing that happens is when people don't do what they're supposed to do, right? That's when shit hits the fan. That's when things go, get in trouble because you're expecting someone to do something and then it doesn't get done, and now you're in a pickle, right? So for me, that's it. When I look at business at the end of the day, marketing strategies, this, they're all great, but at the end of the day, it's a game of people. That's all it is. It's just a game of other people's money and other people and relationships. And, it's not the same world as it used to be. So
how do you balance all the crap you do? Because, we try our best to balance what we do. But how do you balance all the different ventures?
I don't do the operations anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Doing the operations is a job. Right. Yeah. So I do the operations on the one I care about, the one I want to make sure gets done. Right. Yeah. But then in the other ones, I've delegated operations to, hired a COO. Right. Nice. Like a quarterback. Right. And actually, Dan Fleischman taught me this principle. He in every one of his businesses, he hires a quarterback.
Okay.
Because if you create a system and you create, a product and you have something that can cash flow, right, and everything's done, all you need is someone in there to run it. Because actually now it's really profitable. You just tell them what to do. And I've worked with a lot of people. I've actually had ownership in a lot of companies now, like car detailing, right? Or supplements or whatever, company. Yeah. I don't do anything. And I can't afford to do anything or else my other businesses will fail, right? But
so you've now put people in places. Yeah. So then it frees up your time to focus on your big.
Yes. Okay. And there's no chance I could be the operator for all because you guys both know this. Like there's a job and that's time consuming doing your job, right? Oh, yeah. And then there's being the owner of a company and the job you take on for that. And that alone is more work than a job. Now take on 7 of them, right? It's impossible. Yeah. It's physically impossible to be able to balance that mentally because my brain still feels like I'm just not even there.
I think
like
at
a zombie.
times it feels paralyzing.
Yeah.
Like when Ryan and I will look at each other some days. I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't even do a single thing.
Yes.
Because I feel so paralyzed with how many things we have going on. Yeah. And so I do like we were just talking about the other day is like really trying to focus on, okay, what are we trying to focus on? We have our hobbies. Yeah. They're like nice little income streams, but that's not really our focus. Right. So with a rock pot, that's our big focus of like, this is what we're going to focus on growing. Yeah. We want this to be a multi-million-dollar business. Yeah. And we also want people to benefit from this product. Right. So this comes down to...
You made a good decision with the rock pot. The thing that Aubrey and I have done in the past is we've tried to take too much on ourselves. Yeah. And this time she's like, no, we need to invest into some people. So now we have some people that are doing things and now we're realizing how nice it is not even thinking about, creating the ad campaigns or like managing all the ad campaigns and all the creative. It's like so convenient. Mm-hmm. And that's where I got to give Aubrey so much credit is she helps put us in a better position to get more done by willing to invest into places where I've been more hesitant.
Oh yeah. And I mean, here's the thing is like when I say trust people, that means you still have to have people, right? Like that's things like you're both extremely talented, right? Extremely talented in figuring things out, being resourceful, being creative, just figuring shit out, just getting it done, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's no chance, right? Like a multi-million-dollar enterprise could ever be built without a large team, right? Like this podcast room, you guys come in like this looks dope. I'm like, I didn't do it.
We thought you designed
no,
it.
it's Joshy boy right there. I would not have been able to put like this production that we have for this podcast is growing so much because Josh and Colby are extremely talented at what they do, and I trust them to do that, and they do amazing at it, right? Yeah. Or like Jacob just comes up with some code shit out of nowhere, right? Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to do that, But once you start hiring people in the companies, you start catching so much momentum. You know?
Oh yeah.
And even if you want to keep, like, here's something that I learned pretty soon is like, there's businesses I want to keep, but I'm not going to keep any of the money. I'd rather keep the business. So I literally will stick an operator in that business and say, you take all the money for right now. And I write up a deal like eventually I'm going to come back in and start taking money when there's enough profit. Right now, here's the entire system. Here's a perfect machine that I'll tell you exactly what to do. Just do this, and put in the effort, and you get to keep all the money. Huge incentive for them. They get to make a ton of money or run a business, even create incentives, and them having potential ownership one day. Yeah. But now they're running the company, making a lot of money. You don't have to, you're not taking any money per se. Maybe you're taking a very, very small percentage, but you're focusing on your biggest cash flowing machine. That's paying you all the money. And then you got these things growing on the side.